Metro Weather Watch, evening update for the Evansville metro area and surrounding tri-state communities, with meteorologist Nathan Kitchens.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to your evening update. This update is brought to you by Vinny's Auto Detail, and we're going to start off by kind of recapping our severe weather event that we had here on Tuesday night. Certainly was very active, just kind of taking a wider look across the central and eastern United States, looking at all the severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings that were issued with this event. And what's most notable here is the long track tornado that tracked through with this supercell. This supercell that actually originated in Arkansas, and it produced tornado warnings from central Missouri through southern Illinois and southwest Indiana. Of course, this was the same tornado that produced all that damage in Crossville, Illinois, EF3 tornado, and of course there in Poseyville, Indiana, there around Owenville as well, that tornado that moved through, and those tornado warnings were actually went all the way through Jasper, French Lick, over towards Salem, Indiana. Still not confirmed tornadoes out that way, but there was a lot of damage out that way as well, either with straight line winds from that squall line or perhaps from this tornado warned storm that moved through. So you can just see how long track this was, certainly rivaling the tri-state tornado that we had in 1925. Now, given this was a weaker version of that, but it's still very significant and speaks to how favorable our environment was on Tuesday night for us for these long track supercells and tornadoes. So, you know, it's really still incredible. Still trying to grasp exactly what happened here Tuesday night. Just the incredible dynamics that we had for the severe weather event here in our area. And thankfully, we don't get setups like that very often. And another interesting severe weather event actually happened 5 years ago today, on March 2nd, 2012. Severe weather outbreak across our area. Certainly, the state of Kentucky was hit very hard. This is just looking at Kentucky alone. There were 26 direct fatalities from this tornado, and over 200 injuries from 18 tornadoes across Kentucky. And even in our area, there was an EF2 tornado just north of Evansville here. They're actually northwest there in Posey County, and EF0 here very close by. And also looking to the south, we had an EF2 here just south of Evansville, just south of Henderson there, an EF0 here to the west of Owensboro there in Henderson, and also an EF0 in Owensboro. So it was active enough in our area, but the big story was that EF4 that hit on March 2nd, 2012 in Henryville, Indiana, was very, very, very devastating for that town. Just really leveled so much of that town. The school there, obviously the school bus, was a very infamous picture that got thrown into that building, just showing you the strength of that tornado and how violent things can be. Yes, these things do happen in our area. Just very eye-catching that day 5 years ago. Just certainly a day that most of you will not forget, certainly if you were directly impacted from that event. But looking at our weather headlines, kind of looking ahead, we actually have a chance. How about a little bit of snow tonight for some of us? So yes, there is that chance in the forecast, and a few spots could get a little snow on the grass tonight. We're going to have a narrow streak of very light precipitation coming through. Initially, will be at a boundary layer, be warming up for just some rain, but we have plenty of cold air aloft, and I think eventually this will turn over to snow showers. And parts of our area, especially around Evansville and north and east and then south towards Owensboro and across central Kentucky, there could be a narrow strip there of a light dusting of snow tonight on the grassy areas where that snow will come down steady enough for a period of time. Not a big deal, but just saying the word snow this season is eye-catching because we've seen so little of it this year. And then Friday, it's just sunny and cold. A nice but cold day. It's going to be about 10 degrees colder than what we had out there today. But then we warm back up this week, and we're going to have a warm front passing through early Saturday. We'll see some clouds ahead of that. There will actually be snow up in central and northern Indiana with a clipper along that warm front, but our area will stay dry. We're going to see a big warm up Saturday. Windy as well at temperatures near 60. And then for Saturday and Sunday, I should say, and windy as well. It's going to be a very breezy weekend out there, so keep that in mind. So it may not feel quite as warm as it's going to actually be with that wind. And then our next good chance of rain is coming in Monday and Monday night, especially Monday night itself, with a strong cold front coming through. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely. And then after that front comes through, it looks like we'll quickly dry back out later on Tuesday. And then through the middle of next week, things are looking pretty quiet and seasonable as cooler air will move back in, but it's going to be more of a Pacific origin, so we're not going to see anything too cold. just back to cooler and near average for the middle part of next week. And I mentioned that snow chance tonight. I decided to highlight the areas where I think the best chance is for some snow, and maybe enough to coat the elevated and grassy areas. Again, if it comes down hard enough. Again, we know the surfaces are obviously above freezing, but you can get a light accumulation when it does come down hard enough for an extended period of time, especially on grass, rooftops, things like that. And with it being nighttime, that's in our favor. Anywhere in the blue, I think, has a chance to see a little bit of light snow falling. And again, some of these spots could get a light dusting tonight. I'd say especially around Owensboro, Tell City, and points to the east, towards Hardinsburg, Kentucky, Elizabethtown, Shepherdsville, Kentucky. So kind of that eastern tri-state, I think, will have the best chance for a little bit more banding of that snow, where it could be enough to coat the grass. But most of us won't see anything, but a few spots here in this blue shading might get a dusting of snow on the grass. So I don't want you to be alarmed if you wake up and see a little snow around 9, 10, 11 o'clock this evening. So this will be coming in the next couple of hours, so it is a very short-term event. We're going to see some light precipitation kind of breaking out over the area over the next hour or two. And first it'll be in the form of some light sprinkles, but as our air becomes colder with this precipitation coming down, it will pull down some cooler air. And we'll see a change over to some snow showers. And the HRRR model is picking up on the idea that there could be a few bursts of snow where the snowflakes are going to be coming down, these big flakes that could come down in a few spots here right around Evansville for a good while. This will be at 10 o'clock this evening and over towards Owensboro as well. And the snow will continue here from about 10 and 11 o'clock. And then by the time we get to midnight and on, it's already out of here. So we're talking a couple hour window there of some snow. Could be enough to put down a quick dusting. And if some of our some parts of our area around Evansville to Owensboro, as this moves eastward, and then I'll be out of here overnight, and then we'll be dry on Friday with temperatures much colder than what we had today, only in the low 40s for a high. So kind of a chilly into the week, but it doesn't last long, as I just mentioned. Warm up this weekend. A strong southerly flow here and southwest flow this weekend. It looks like we're going to be mainly dry, so anybody, I know there's a lot of cleanup efforts from the tornadoes that moved through and all the wind damage. There's going to be a lot of folks doing a lot of cleanup here, next several days, and the weather will cooperate this weekend. It's going to be windy, but the weather should be dry. So for all you who are unfortunately having to do cleanup efforts from this all the storm damage, the weather will be in your favor this weekend. And then our next rain chance will come in here Sunday night with some showers, especially Monday. We're going to see some showers around and warmer as well. We'll see temperatures, I think, well into the 60s in our area on Monday. So it's going to be warm and humid and wet. And then Monday night, the cold front will come through. We're going to see a good band here of showers and storms. And then after that moves through, we will see drier conditions. It doesn't really look like severe chances will be very high with this at all. So that is certainly some good news. Nothing like what we had last time, that's for sure. But not really alarmed at this point. But then after that moves through, we'll get drier and cooler for later on Tuesday. And in the middle of next week looks quiet with temperatures really right around average for this time of year. Likely seeing highs in the 50s for the middle of next week. So not too shabby for this time of the year. And looking at our temperature anomalies, there's that cooler air for Friday, as you can see. We're actually going to be below average tomorrow. We haven't heard that very often. By the way, we had the second warmest winter on record in Evansville and the warmest February on record. I'm going to talk more about that here probably in my update tomorrow. But I did want to mention that briefly that, this has been an incredibly warm winter, and we've certainly had some incredible stats come out of this. And again, warmer this weekend. Cooler again after that front comes through next week. Sorry, I went way too far ahead there. Cooler once that cold front comes through early next week around Tuesday, but we'll only be back up to around average. So overall, things are looking not too shabby around here. Well, that will do it for your evening update. Again, a little bit of light snow for a few areas tonight. Maybe a couple spots getting a grassy coating of snow if you're lucky. Don't get excited about the snow lovers because it's just a very, very minor event, but we'll see how this plays out in the short term. But thank you all for keeping it here to Metro Weather Watch for your weather information. And have a great rest of your evening and take care.